Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Psych Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Holotny Farmer. Between in the east, we got UFO 361 fighting here for King Country, the Commonwealth. The Guards Armored Division versus in the west, we got PS3, yes, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 107th Panzer Brigade. And we got Special Weapons, Mobile Assault and Vanguard Operation with Triple Infantry versus Elite Troops, Lightning War and Jaeger Infantry with Panzerfaust Infantry and Machine Gun Bulletins. One common theme in PS3's doctrines is basically G43s. They all have access to G43s in some manner or the other. Beyond that, though, there's also a bit of anti-aircraft support and Tiger tanks in one way or the other. So there are some things that are a lot between him versus compared to with the Brits. There's a bit with commandos and some of them, and well, crocodiles actually. So we're going to do MD42 start here from PS3S. We got triple sections on the way for UFA. Sets out aggressively one up here towards the northern munitions. That way it's going to put pressure around PS3. Yes, around his fuel point there so far. PS3 yes seems to be rushing towards the centre, neglecting a bit his own fuel, which could prove bit unpleasant here if UFO pulls off some good maneuvers, but he's setting up the MD42 to make it harder for UFO to move about. Might also be setting up for a push for the cop on. We've got sandbags here to cover the point as well. Second Grenadiers going away there for PS3, yes. Grenadiers moving up, their section moving in. They're both rushing now for the fuel point here. PS3, yes, might find himself a bit punished here for his aggressive move towards the centre. And there he goes, setting up. This is a pretty risky move he's making here. MD42 versus section, Pioneers pulling up north. Grenadiers versus section there. Pulling up close, Pioneers advancing. Up close and ugly. Fourth section with there for UFO and the Guards Armored Division pulling in as many Tommies as they can for the Commonwealth. Alright chaps, we just need as many in here as possible despite the British Army lacking the tools to long term sustain this. Guys are taking losses from the section, we're just sniping them off. This is pretty bad for PS3. He's always got the fuel point, it's not connected, he's lacking support here. Got the fuel point, more Grenadiers moving in, but this is looking pretty risky at the same time. His other risky move is so far paying off somewhat here versus UFO with MD4 sitting up here. Pioneers grabbing the cutoff point. So a lot of risky moves here from PS3, yes, in the early moments of the game. Very risky movements and could easily turn to disaster. UFO there with the platoon command post up, need to grab that cutoff point as well to connect to get some fuel. Even this is denying fuel to his opponent. Firing off more stuff here. Section in front here close in, but MD42 can't quite hit it. Section moving northwards. And there we go. Third Grenadier squad out here for PS3. A yes, and the 107th Panzer Brigade. Section moving about there. MD42 repositioning again. And we got more barbed wire there to deny entrance to the church here for the enemy. He's very, very particular about that. Section remaining there, he's going to have to flash it out somehow with a mortar and lax. Grenadiers quite finally getting moving there. No take it yet because PS3 is because of the whole delay in getting the cutoff point. Even then, the fuel has rather fallen behind. It's actually not be getting a lot of resources compared with the UFO, and this could prove to be a bit unpleasant there for PS3, yes, a long time. Mortar on the way there for PS3, yes, particularly as the Brits again, who's got super fast tech. Falling behind in tech can usually be a bit of a bad thing. Still pops in there, thusly highlighting that this sort of stuff doesn't particularly work. It may make it hard for to get out, but generally if you want to block someone from getting in, you lay down a single strip in front of it. That blocks an entrance. Otherwise, this just basically traps you, and if it gets too low in numbers. We've got section flanking up, MD42 though, getting ready to fire here. Multiple likely used to flush out the Tommies there. And Pioneers head back for reinforcement. No healing yet. No tech either, and there you go, got the tech for PS3, yes, UFO going for sappers here. No bolts at sections, at least nothing there, going for the cutoff point again. Up north, mortar fire beginning to rain down there, crashing in the roof of the house. The thatched roof cottage. Supply lines being cut. MD42 pulling back into the church, they need to pull it back, I think, for some reinforcement. That is rather low on health, and I mean, right now, UFO does actually, yeah, he does have the option here with the mobile assault to go for flamethrowers, and you know, PS3 should have paid attention to that and be aware of it. So there's this risk here that he just gets rushed with a flamethrower and loses the MD42 unit, moves it further. In fact, this is actually an even worse idea there with PS3. Yes, he's moving his MD42 minutes again. It's low on health. He's pushing ahead. He's got no idea what is there. There you go. Realizes the situation when he retreats. He should have done that sooner. Take up down there. Like to make a nice company. Mac will be on the way there for PS3, yes, mortar moving up, but again, seems to be moving up in the expectation the MD42 to be able to support. Grenadiers forced away, mortar needs to retreat soon, grabbing here, setting up here. Up north, section moving about. hitting the southern munitions here with the grenadiers. Again, note the sandbags that was set up by UFOs, and it seems like all of a sudden this type of sandbagging's caught on. It's actually happened, was common before, but then for some reason people decided it was more efficient closing up to the point, and now it seems to have largely switched back again all of a sudden, which is quite interesting to note. That's sort of, you know, some stranger quirks there in player psychology, if you will. But there you go. UFO has built up a section, increasing the manpower further, which again I always find is a bit funny, because the British Army by 1944-45 was undergoing severe manpower issues, was in fact disbanding regiments and brigades to make up replacements for the frontline units. So it's sort of funny here that they actually have the ability to bolster the sections, when in reality they probably do the opposite. I mean, I suppose they could still do it, you know, just further push more forward troops, but again, at the expense of units elsewhere, but you can't reflect that in game. And his points being secured, they're going to losing southwards, M4 and the sappers suppressing them. PS3 is back to losing a lot of territory. Again, he was basically punished for this move and not putting the M4 back sooner. I mean, he's clearly an ambitious man, this PS3, yes, but it's clearly also not quite working out always. Like to Mechanized Company almost done. We got Vickers on the way there for UFO to help tilt territory. He's gone for Vanguard, opening up for officers and the likes, raid operations and crocodiles, plus the strafing support. PS3, yes, I think should try and, you know, play it less like the Americans, because there's a definite feel like he's playing it a bit like the Americans, which is playing out his grenadiers at times. They're completely all over the place, which is not necessarily what they're good at. They best work with other units, and they're going forward too on its own, almost like a 50 caliber. And again, while you have to play the Wehrmacht aggressively, the problem is he's playing it the wrong kind of aggressive. Again, the Wehrmacht wants the units to work together, that sort of combined armed aggressive, whereas he's playing, you know, America shooty bang bang aggressive. That is, all of the units are just sort of milling about there, but that again is not where the Wehrmacht particularly does well. So PS3, yes, I think needs to realise he's playing as the Wehrmacht and adopt the proper tactics. Even if he wants to play aggressively, currently all he's doing is feeding a large chunk of territory to UFO, in this case double fuel points on top of that. So this is less than amazing for PS3. Yes, he's going for a 2-2 there, which will run into some severe issues with the AC. And PS3, yes, has not had the time to lay down any telemines. He could have, for example, done that instead of just spending all that time on the Y. He could have just laid down a telemine there, and it'd be much more insured versus the AC. Grenadiers with mortar fire, they're dealing with the section there by the fuel point. Pioneers are doing their best versus the section, but they're simply being overwhelmed there by rifle fire. In the south, trying to flank past, but again, heavy cover, negative cover. Not a good combo there for the Grenadiers. Finally goes here for docking these elite troops. They're done with that sooner, but still that should give them a bit of extra firepower. Section pushed away from the north, but we got the AC out here for UFO, the AC Mark III, which actually used part of British heavy tanks. In fact, was probably the heaviest armoured car of the war. Specifically infantry tanks, this, you know, the Matilda and the Valentine. Fun fact. Section pushed back, but there you go. AC moving in with his 75mm cannon. MD4 coming up, but he's going to need something with a bit more punch here to stop the AC, and like his 2-2 is going to go down unless he gets really lucky. Smoke's being popped. MD4 sitting up. The incendiary RPS rounds would be of help. In the south, going for the fuel point there is not working out too well for PS3 as of yet. Particularly not when his map control is already looking a bit weak as it is. It's high likelihood of losing the gun. He could be lucky again. Oh, looks like. There we go. Rather lucky there for PS3, yes. Not only not lose his 2-2, he didn't lose his grenadiers either. Troops reinforcing, healing, AC moving about. Shots fired. Fixing up the 2-2. Troops healing and reinforcing. There's a bit more combined arms now going on in the north. We'll have to see that it's going to be enough for now, because, I mean, UFO's been able to really pull ahead here of PS3, yes, in the current state of affairs. Noting no further upgrades, there are no Bren guns or grenades. Nothing there to particular large fire boost there to UFO's troops. But there you go, got a big infinite push into the north here. 3 sections, 15 men all together, ready to take on the Hun. And PS3, yes, it's got an MD4 and the mortar and the 2-2. The Grenadiers are just going to get absolutely stomped in. They just need to retreat. He pops into the shed, but the problem is they're just going to run to the exit. And make it further difficult for him to get away there. The MD4 can't reach out. The mortar fire does a bit there. Not bad. So, pretty risky. Could get lucky with another mortar round. Seems like the mortar is incredibly slow on the job. Might have bugged up. Either way. No, it's shooting at something else rather than trying to deal with the infantry blow up north. He's been firing at something else in the south, which is considerably less likely to result in any sort of severe losses for UFO. Pack 40 on the way there, though. That's good. That's going to help out with the AC. But we got the glider on the way here for UFO, and that's going to add considerable problems with PS3. Yes. You could even add regular commanders to the mix. We got mines on as well there from UFO. Very good, very good. Telemines finally happening. Better late than never, I suppose. Looks like it's going to use the 2-2 as bait for the AC. Except he proceeds not to bait the AC into the line of fire of the pack. Obviously allows the Pack 40 to shoot the shot. They're giving away its position to UFO. That was less splendidly done there, I think, by PS3. Yes, troops good to go in the base, grabbing up the northern half, but right now he's behind the fuel and he's behind the victory points. So PS3, yes, is not having an easy time of it. For sure, he could consider maybe some stormtroopers or Panzer Grenadiers to add some more punch. I mean, there's all these bolted sections. Unupgraded Grenadiers just aren't going to cut. I mean, he could add some G43s here and there. And there you go, Panzer Grenadiers versus upgrade section's going to do nicely there as long as he doesn't do anything too silly with them. Up north, we got another push here from UFO though. Straight to the Grenadiers behind heavy car plus the 2-2 supporting. Losses and damage being inflicted there on UFO's men. As the assault is clearly not well thought out. We do have grenades up though. We do have grenades. Small chance of actually getting the section with the 2-2. That was only actually pretty big there for PS3. Yes, as that would be a lot of manpower gone here, and certainly less pressure on the battlefield. And these are both things that PS3 yes desperately needs right now. The right now is also usually with the attack on the calf pump for several sections. Section makes it away though. Bad luck there. And certainly highlights some of the issues with the 2-2. Why some players might be less than amazed by its current performance. There you go, trying to stay away from the AC, but that's going to be pretty close, pretty tricky as well. We got pushes around here. He needs to counter attack and reclaim the calf point, pushing away the section. We got the commanders from straight to the MD4 2-2 moving in as well there. Commanders prevented there from rushing ahead. There you go, pushed off. Sappers or sector pioneers. Oh! G43 on the Panzer Grenadiers is definitely a rare sight. I would have figured he'd gone for it on the Grenadiers, but there you go. Section right finally happening. Needs to push the section off the fuel point pretty schnell, otherwise it's going to take him longer. It does help they're actually standing right next to it by the sandbags there. But he really should leave the Pack 40 to grab the calf one, then send the Panzer Grenadiers up ahead, or at least have them sort of flank up for here, staying behind their fence and hedges, and then sort of use up the light cover here. But either way, the Panzer Grenadiers just basically grabbing the calf point, even as in this case we're able to push them off. But the 2-2 is going to need some research repairs. Troops enforcing healing. Grenadiers setting up mortar as well. In the south, Grenadiers moving for the victory point there. He needs to, do something there to buy himself time as his UFO, who has already taken the head. So that is going to be a further stick situation. Panzer Grenadiers there. Finally secured the point. Setting up with a G43s. And there you go. More pioneers for PS3S. Armored car. Oh! It got abandoned? Looks like it hit a telemine. I don't think... It looks like he's setting up some pioneers. I mean, he can secure the armored car. That'd be a massive swing there for PS3. Yes, that would be big. That would be really big. I mean, that make it harder there for UFO to use his tanks freely. Plus, it'd just be another armored car. I mean, both of those things would be quite helpful here for PS3, yes. I mean, now man combine that with the Stug, they could use the armoured car to make the, slow down the targets and immobilise them and have the Stug finishing them off. But it's going to take some defensive. We got the Saps moving in, we got the Panzers with the G43s in the way, but that should be able to deal with it. Don't move them, they shoot less accurately on the move. But sometimes when you order units to attack, they'll just for some reason rupture rather than engage at max range. Oh, do you force retreat there? Nice to try and make off with a heavily damaged armoured car because you moved the Panzer gunners instead of just letting them shoot with full accuracy. Like there's not even a reason to like give them an attack order there, to be honest. But it's going to need more pioneers up there to help speed it up. 2-2 should also think we moved into support here. AC wiping out the sappers there. Pretty good work there for PS3, yes, and the 1 and 7th Panzer Brigade section being pushed away there. Pushing it with a 2-2 straight to mine, but he actually gets the unit wiped, so that kind of pays off, I suppose. In the end, it got 2 units wiped, which is pretty neat there. Concussive grenade on the advancing commando officer stops the unit. Very good work there by PS3. You're suddenly having a lot of good engagements there with UFO after a rough start. And again, getting the AC is a pretty big boon, though. We can see the UFOs aiming for the Cromwell. We got no further take up here for PS3. Yes, in the German army. Panzer's reinforcing, and he really should get around to upgrading some of the regular grenadiers. UFO, though, I think should also consider getting weapon racks there up so he can actually get some Bren guns up because he's got a ton of munitions. It's just he isn't using them. Also, you should probably get out of that house. That thing is ready to collapse. Pioneers the section, and there you go, grenade off in case he's lucky. Perhaps he can get thrown in a house, in which case Martin Ebb set it off. We need to get out of that house, PSC. Yes, need to really badly. Almost got the AC there. Almost ready. There we go. Finally put out the fire. And another section there for UFO to replace the one he lost. He could have also just gone for a commander squad. And no weapon rack still. But we got the Cromwell out here. And we've got the AC and the Pack 40. There you go, first shot that bounces off the Cromwell's frontal armour. Tag I've almost done there for PS3, yes, in the 1 and 7th Panzer Brigade. Vickers hanging back, troops reinforcing. Using the glider headquarters there, so forward headquarters and reinforcement point. Very good work there by UFO. Modifying the section, does some nice work. And there you go, moving in with the AC, gets off a shot, then the Cromwell. Mortars veteran feet, which is pretty good. Now Ace or PC yesterday has the option of building the Supremo Corps and pushing ahead versus UFO. Commander seeing northwards, enemy force remains inside its house. Nothing further going on here, though we do have more sappers on the way for UFO to replace the ones lost to the Huns. Starcy, yes, not also finally abandoned that house. That was definitely not a position that's been sticking around in for too long. And there goes the Supremo Corps going up there for PS3. Yes, we'd like to go for Panzer 4 more or less as soon as it is done. Good reinforcement here. We've got the AC moving in here, flanking behind the commanders. Finding away there, pushing back the commanders. Quickly, Jürgen, some machine gun rack. We need more munitions. Ja, here, nein, wait, that's the biscuit rack. Wait, why do they have a biscuit rack? It's British, who knows? Cromwell section sitting out, they need to pull back the mortar. Can't go for the Panther. We could also just go for Stug. I mean, Stug would work just as well in some ways, if not better. AC moving in, they're flanking the Cromwell, gets off a good hit. There, gets off a good hit. Second shot though bounces. Second shot bounces. After pulling ahead, Panzer going to be here with a G43s. Veterans see 1 and 4 kills on the AC. That's going to allow it to actually mobilize the tank. Comes down to him. There you go. Panzer 4 on the way for PS3. Yes. Panzerkampfwagen. But we do have a grenade here, taking out a fat chunk of the grenadiers there. But we got Panzers on the job there if necessary. Grenade here I think would be quite helpful. And there you go, Geballte Ladung. Basically it's just a series of Stielhandgranate warheads spanned around a single Stielhandgranate. It was used as an actual World War I tactic. It was used in part as an improvised anti-tank device. Also just, big explosive charge. And there you go, Panzer Brigade here with PS3. Yes, supported by the armoured car. Should be a bit of fit there to UFO. We'll have to see what UFO ends up going next for. I could go for more Cromwells. That would not be a bad choice. Fireflies could also be an option here for UFO. And, well, there we go, another Cromwell. But he's still flooding a ton of munitions. And I do think one thing UFO really needs to invest in is, like, some Bren guns. Or just, you know, something else. I mean, it could be setting up here for a lot of strafing support, but, like, he's got 400 munitions. He'd be better off just putting more pressure on now with a lot of Bren guns. It'd punish PS3 yes, for not upgrading his grenadiers as of yet, which is a bit funny. Pulling up with the AC, then engaging the Cromwell head on. Pretty ambitious there by PS3, yes, with his AC Mark III. Grab the centre victory point. Baker's firing away there. AC just snapping away. Shooting here, section inside the house. And there you go, got a mortar out. Another one here for PS3. So adding mortar here versus UFO's infantry. Not a bad idea. There you go, Cromwell here engaging the AC. We're taking return hits here from the Pack 40. Panther opens up, misses. Cromwell misses the AC, allowing it to live another day. Of course, now UFO does have 2 Cromwell tanks and needs to be careful not to lose the first one. And you might also lose the section here. Other Cromwell not moving in support. The first one instead just going elsewhere to try and pressure the Germans there, which isn't necessarily always bad, but does leave the Cromwell here, which is only in Wixton State. A bit of an easy target here for the Panther. But there you go. Boldly sending him back here, but getting flanked there by the Panther 4, taking a rear hit. Not good. In the south, we've got a bit of skirmishing fun here. We've got the Cromwell in, Panzer there ready, and they're not going to pop a grenade if they could, which would set off the mine. They don't know there is a mine. Section A Norfolks. Commandos, specifically glider officer. P3, yes, you can go for another Panzer 4. You could also aim for Stuka versus UFO. There's certainly options. There are certainly options. He's still, though, rather far behind UFO, but he's actually able to stabilize. But now UFO stabilized after his sort of series of mishaps and could begin putting some serious pressure on PS3, yes, once more. Need to fix up that Panzer 4. Commander setting out here. We got Grenadiers sneaking about. Section under fire, taking losses. In the centre, machine gun fire there. Panzer 4, mortar fire, they're all opening up the section. They try to grab the centre victory point up north. The Grenadiers about to get wiped out. They're bunched too close together, and they're almost taken out with a light cannon bomb. And he lost the pack, so things looking once a bit ugly. And there you go, finally having the ability called in. He calls in the strafing support here against PCS positions. And ends up suffering several wipes there. Losing at least one Grenadier squad versus UFO. Panzer 4 hanging back, shooting a bit away. We got the Stoop on the way, Stoop 3G. Clearly worried about UFO's armour. Grenadiers in the centre there getting bombarded by the Cromwells. You could see a wipe there if he's not careful. And there you go, got the strafing on. There you go, another Grenadier squad lost here for PS3, yes. Tech 40 seeing up, Panzer 4 moving in. AC, though, need repairs and counter support here. Looking pretty bad here for PS3, yes. Stuka ramming, but Canada ramming time to the front line to tip the scales in favour of Germany once more. Watch and find out. And before you consider popping it up, there you go, strafing run on the pack, on the machine gun, there you go. Panther 4 taking so hill, rockets hits. Looking really grim here up north. You got the AC being fixed up with the Pioneers. And he lost the pack by Commander Squad flanking in. Oh dear. PC, yes, once more finds himself very much in the defensive, very much cut off from most of the map. Rushing in the Stug blindly does not result in pretty things there for him. We got repairs going on here. Troops almost good to go. Getting back to the carve point, but it is still looking pretty grim here for PS3, yes. And that tree just went airborne in a rather floaty manner. Almost got veterancy to them, the AC. That's definitely not bad. Mortar blasting away. Smoke screen up here in the center victory. Point up, cover it, and grab it back. So good. Panzer's rushing through. He might risk getting grenaded. Of course, also throwing grenades on his opponent. That's what he does there. But there you go, grenade exchange. In fact, but he does end up being the Panzer that pull off through that one. Another grenade. In this case, they're quickly moving away. Avoiding the AC moving in veteran 2 there. Stug should also be able to support alongside the Panzer 4 if it comes down to it. And there you go, got a 6-pounder gun ready here for UFO ready to receive the AC. Oh dear. Main gun out, not good. Need to further pull it back. He's not doing it though. He's lucky that his opponent is rushing after it. And there you go, less than 100 points for PS3. Yes, he definitely needs to change up his tactic and do something different. He also needs to call in more infantry. I mean, right now he's just being slowly throttled here by UFO without really achieving anything noteworthy. Like, there's just a lack of any activity of things. Panzer 4, there were 9 kills sailing out. Mortar fire there. Up north section command is going to push in there, maybe sort of just hold the territory to make it harder for PFC to stabilize the victory point bleed. Or there might be another attempt to pressure the fuel point again. Mortar fire landing to do a bit of damage there. PS3, yes, we go for another Panzer 4. Go for Stugs, you go for Ostwins. Stug landing some hits on the crumble. Rasmus in the south, clearing out mines. And he's just handing up that he's ready to ambush any of PS3's forces that might try and go for the victory point in the north. Rushing down the Panzer 4 southwards, possibly to support he just to cover up. There we go, Grenadiere, marching northwards for the fatherland to secure the victory point. Though of course again, there are a lot of Tommies in ambush. Alright chaps, once they sort of come around the corner, stay silent, then all of a sudden sail like a, you know, sauerkraut and then shoot them. That way they'll be confused while they die, achieving maximum efficiency. In this case, they're going to end up acting kind of as bait panzer, then flanking the ambush forces, maybe. Grenade here is going to be necessary in the south. We got some mines going off. At least mines went off somewhere. And there you go. Commanders push back. Panzers moving in. Vetti 2 by the way. Tiny chance of them getting like commandos as to retreat. Need armor support up north. We got the Cromwell sitting in there. Stug down to less than half health. We got air support called in again. No additional armor called in from P3S. If he's playing for the Tigers right now, I'd certainly have to say that is not necessarily the best way he's doing it. Flowing too many resources. Unit wiped out north, the looks of it. He's really shot an infantry now, by the way, which is actually going to make calling in the ace pretty risky. I mean, at the same time, man himself being forced to it, but he's going to have a hard time getting any territory. He could find himself struggling with map control unless he actually ends up throwing away the Tigers. UFO there saving up here for the Crocodile. Mortar's almost wiped out. Tank wiped. And there you go, Colton, the Tigers in a fit of desperation. Mine goes off, almost got the Cromwell. Cromwell misses, second Cromwell moving in. Panzer 4 can get it, he gets it, he gets it. The AC's got his main gun out again. Tigers moving in, smoke popped. Cromwell moves through, there you go. And abandoned again. Statistically unlikely, Also statistically unlikely as this crumble surviving, and there you go, Tiger Ace blows it apart. Right now both sides have small forces, and PSG's got a massive fleet on the other end. Of course, he's got the Ace. If he does enough damage with this one as fast as possible, he might still have a chance, but this requires him to be hyper aggressive with the Ace and not throw it away. At the same time, he can't afford to waste it either by not sitting and doing nothing, so it's in a rather risky situation. Pack 40 being recruited, trying to get the 6-pounder gun there, infantry moving ahead, trying to steal the Vicus, 6-pounder gun crew dead. Machine gun white pioneers wasted, definitely not good there for PS3, yes. He's probably lost his Panzers just down to 2 pioneers, scores an M42 and a mortar, versus an opponent with several intersections, sappers and whatnot. Destroyed the 6-pounder gun there, MD42 clearing out the Pack 40 there. Crocodile plan dropped for now here by UFO as he aims up for the Firefly instead. Tiger Ace shattering the glider. Shots fired. Firefly moving in. Direct hit penetrating the Tiger's army was armed, but now UFO's down to just 2 squads and a Firefly versus an opponent with just 2 pioneers and a mortar and a Tiger Ace. I think at this point PS3 is willing to accept the loss of the Tiger Ace. In part because they just free up a lot of resources from it again. He's done enough damage. No! He gets the Firefly. The Ace is still operable here versus opponent. This is insane. We got another crumble away there for UFO. Then out to flank the Tiger Ace and destroy it, but he has to do it pretty fast. Meanwhile, his remaining intersections in the base reinforcing the armor, turning up north to harass, at least make it harder there for PS3 to make use of the push from the Tiger Ace to do anything with it. We got more pioneers away there for PS3. Yes, no infantry. It's working on destroying the company command post. You might like to be able to do it before the crumble is ready. This is not your usual fight for sure. Not your usual fight. Ah dear. It's going to go down before we can actually finish the crumble. And there you go, destroyed. Now what is UFO going to do? Because this is destroyed. And he's going to go for 6-pounder gun here. And as opposed to then a crocodile. At this point, PS3 is just to make it as difficult as possible for UFO to do anything safely. He's also clearly not particularly threatened about the state of his Tiger Ace, in part because, again, without it, he's going to get a lot more resources. He's able to do a lot of damage here to UFO in the meanwhile, because UFO did not do a lot of mining. Again, he had a lot of munitions, but he just didn't really use them on a lot of things. He could have done a lot of things that way, making it harder for UFO's PS3 to push through with the Tiger Ace. And the thing is, with concussive grenades, he should have been aware that PS3 is likely would go for a Tiger Ace who was pressured sufficiently. So, I mean, UFO 361, he's rather being punished for his own mistakes, I'd say. He's almost got the platoon command post as well. Oh, no. He's almost blasted this little tent to bits with an 88mm gun. You'd think a tent would fall apart faster. Got more seconds away, and oh, he just almost got, but there you go. Air support called in. AC going in. Tiger Ace, easy target out in the open. There we go. Slows it down. Slows it down. Rockets flying in. Almost got the Ace. Can he get it though? Blitzkrieg going on there. Almost got it. Oh, oh dear. Misses, misses, oh no! Main gun out on the Tiger Ace! Ace is down, I repeat, the Ace is down! And with this, PS3 suddenly gets a fast resource trigger. Of course, UFO's also got one because he lost most of his stuff. It's like both players all of a sudden, almost like it's the beginning of the game again. Just with most of PS3's base, in ruins. An awful lot of Germans running around in his front yard. Stug on the way there for PS3 as he's taking no chance about what UFO might be throwing at him next. That's why they're going for a lot of sappers to quickly fix up things. Meanwhile, PS3 is operating on with sappers. He's going to need some proper infantry soon here to, I think, really stand a chance against UFO and all of his sections, including the one Veteran 3 section remaining. There's also Veteran 3 Pioneer Squad. You got telemarks being laid down. They take advantage of the timing in the meanwhile to just make it harder for UFO to operate any armored vehicles versus his opponent. Might as well be staying up here for Crocodile. Hard to say. I'll wait. Got the AC fixed up. No. Ah, there we go. Finally got movement. Got the Stuttgart there for PS3. Yes, and the 107th Panzer Brigade. And he lost an MG42 team, having pushed it further than he could actually bear. Though the question is, where did he lose it? I'm not entirely sure. Lose it he did. Stug sending up with another Stug on the way there for PS3, yes. Is he going for the machine getting flanked here with the Stug? Pioneer's threatening from the north. Looks like he's going to try and sort of play around the Stug here with the AC. Stug misses. He's got control of the northern field, but the south belongs to PS3 and the German arm. There you go. AC down, kaput. PS3 has got, again, no infantry. He's got Pioneers, an MG42 and a mortar, and those things are getting slowly dealt with here by UFO. Second Stuttgart should have machine guns as well, because they're going to be one of his main ways of dealing with infantry until you get out some actual infantry. And there you go. Finally, 36 minutes of the game, UFO goes for the weapon racks. Strike company command post, grabbing points here and there. Needs to be careful not to neglect the victory points, because this could be one way that UFO can suddenly sneak a victory out here on PS3. Yes, in particular when everything's slow, and again, PS3 has not got a lot of victory points. There we go. We got a lot of PS up here with the armor, rockets, oh, well, technically projectiles of some sort, just flying there at the Stugs. So finally, he went for weapon racks. Finally went some upgrades. In this case, it's primarily just to deal with all the armor that he's got on the field. And there you go. Got Stormtroopers out here for PS3. Yes, heading for the northern victory point. Good move. Could add some assault rifles there to help a lot better the infantry. Got more section on the way there for UFO. But I think at this stage he's just playing for the Crocodile, so that way burn his way through PS3 as his infantry and all that, and of course soak out a lot of damage. Almost got the machine gun there. Troops pinned down. They tried to get up close with the grenade, but it didn't quite work out. It did not quite work out. Section there almost done. He's back to 4 sections, all boats with 2 sapper sections as well. With PX now versus a chap with a single storm who've scored a few Pioneers and more info. And there you go. Assault rifles on the way. Good choice, the PS3. Yes, good choice. Now, question, of course, what's going to go after this? Will he try and take out for Panthers? Will he go for Panzer Force, Austrians? Will he just stick to Stugs? What is PS3's plan at this stage? And not by here. He is still at 70 victory points versus opponent with 271. In this party, I think he's being helped a lot by the fact that just UFO setting up for the Crocodile, which is actually a bit difficult, but so you got all got the infantry section out in the field, which take a lot of bleeding. But still, I think he's just going to try and aim for this really big tank, and that way sort of try and beat PS3 as anticipation. Of course, with double Stugs, that's not going to be quite as straightforward. I mean, the AC there again, which he probably got operable again, it's not going to make that too easy either. But there you go, Storms with the tactical advance, cutting down the section up close to the. I think they chose the wrong one to do with, partly because negative cover, partly because they're veteran 3. But really, negative cover really just makes that a bad engagement. Because remember, when they do tactical advance, they get a lot of big fat damage boost, but they also take more damage. So, but deciding to use that one negative cover as a unit with, veteran 3, that might not quite work out. So that was a bit of a poor engagement with PS3. Yes, quite an expensive poor engagement as well. But there you go, flag pans out here for him. And he got more mines being laid down here with PS3. Yes, he's determined to ensure he doesn't get rushed down, but he lost the northern victory point already again. He might have seen in the Austrians some infantry to deal with that. Work being done to just fix up the destroyed company command post. Might be he's not playing for the Crocodile at all. Explodes as it gets repaired. Good lord! Harry, stop setting off the explosives! Bomb a whistle! No, you're not! You're an idiot! Almost got the AC. The Stuke's hammering away at the destroyed company command post. Determined to ensure it stays destroyed. And there you go, Flak Panzer joining in. He's not too far off there from the Crocodile, and certainly the way here that P3 is determined to keep that thing destroyed. It's going to be this only option. He's trying to get closer with the Pieds. In fact, he's getting more Pieds out here. The problem is the Osprey at this straight with Stuke supporting, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. So there you go, a lot of Pieds, some miss, some hit. He's almost got the Osprey though. Mortify there, pushing back the section by the cutoff point there. Losing access in the north. Almost, but not quite. And we got a Vickers opening up. Veteran 2, halfway to Veteran 3. Very close to the Crocodile, but again, he's being delayed constantly. He's going to just try and rebuild again. But what will he do here versus PS3? Yes, what will he do? Machine gun on the way. Coming at it. And we got more sappers here out. Basically using the ability, since the destroyed platoon command post is down, you can just sort of call in a bunch of sappers at the same time. And there you go, 4 sapper sections just hard at work fixing up the destroyed company command post. And again, which explodes as it's being repaired, which I still find is a bit silly. Machine gun being pushed back. In the south, bit of scavenging here. Grenade I think is going to be necessary, but he doesn't pop it, he doesn't pop it. So okay, he's clearly not intending on going for a Crocodile after all, but with the double sapper section again, I mean, it allows you to fix up fast, but it also is very manpower expensive, so while he's got a lot of fuel, he can't really do a lot with it anytime soon. We got another Stormtrooper squad out for P3, yes, but this one lasts longer than the first one, and there you go, grenade off, and I think the answer to that is no. That's just 340 manpower wasted by PS3, yes. That is not good. He's down to 37 victory points. He needs to A, get infantry, and B, keep it alive for longer. Because otherwise that's going to be a win for UFO. Big win of that. Took me in there, pushing back the section with machine gun and main gun fire. 31 left. Trenches being dark here, but UFOs meant to make it harder for them just to push ahead. Could also dig in a trench around here. 25 points. Come on, infantry, PS3, yes, infantry. Also more S mines, I guess. Section being flanked. We got the Osprey moving, ME4 moving as well. He needs to be faster, need to be faster. And there you go, repulsed the section. 24 points left. And we got a Cromwell on the way there for UFO. Cromwell on the way. Though Chaos versus 2 Stoops, that's going to find itself a bit challenged. Might want to get your pioneers out of the minefield before they get a grenade off that sets off the mines while they're in the minefield. Another MD42 here for PS3, yes. No infantry though, he really needs some infantry and he needs to keep it alive. Push for the centre victory point with the minesweepers in tow, but Stoots and machine guns and Osprings just keep it safe. He's fatting out all 3 victory points to the south here. Osprey support, catching the section there and sends that one running. MD42 on the way. Done for Germany. Deutschland. So how will UFO make use of Cromwell here versus PS3? Yes. You can actually go for another one soon enough. 200 points left there for UFO. Cromwell going in after the Osprey. Shoots, penetrates. Osprey shots meanwhile bounce off like rocks. Down to half health. Needs to get some arm support up there in the north. MD42 holding back the section. They're try to brave the bullets, but there's just too many. There's just too many. You see there is the Cromwell. Stuke's pursuing. On the hunt. And there you go, Benson's on the Stuke. Cromwell down to half health. That's going to go down. That's going to go down. A tactical victory there for UFO. Leaving UFO without any tanks. Again, just over sections with a lot of Piets and some other bits. PS3 response with more Austrians. Up north they're suffering here. Damaged engine. Oh, that's not damaged engine, but the main gun got taken out. The gunner has vanished, and there's just a guy now sort of just looking out through the scopes. Need to pull back the Austrian troops that have been suppressed by the Vickers. Betchendy too, doing good job as always. And now looks like the spot has also vanished. Even the chatting tiny and bandit now, but there you go. Ostwind arriving. Number 2 that is. Victory points wise is down to 14. You really need more infantry PS3. Yes, and again you need to keep it alive. For once. Good mortar hit though. Makes up for things a bit there. Southern victory point. We grab a MG crew. We got the Ostwind down at support. Northern one secured. Ostwind halfway fixed up. Cromwell attacking Norfolk's there. There we go. Catching the sappers there with a Piet. Sending them away there. It's only a bit of a challenge here for PSC, yes, to put it mildly. But still an awful lot of infantry the UFO has, and it might in fact just make it a lot harder for them just to get any tanks out. So this could prove to be a bit of a benefit for PSC, yes, since they can easily blend out to an extent with the Austrian, plus they're making it harder for them to just get a lot of tanks, which would be the biggest problem for PSC yes right now. Double MDs covering the southern victory point. He is taking absolutely no stinking chances. Up north section of pulse there with heavy damage inflicted here by the Austrians. There you go, going to get flanked from the south, of course, counter precision machine gun, and the other machine guns to the counter from here. So just theoretically just needs it up here, but yeah, well, actually there's a blind spot now here. We'll have to see if though UFO sees this, and then again he could just cover that with an Austrian pretty quickly. Alright chaps, the machine guns can't cover that. Oh bother, they got to cover it with a tank. Run! Flak Panzer Brigade hit their 7 kills. Caught laying down mines out in the open. Almost got the sappers in the south, the troops moving in. And there you go, hits the blind spot, which now is not covered by the Austrian, also sending in the Cromwell here. Machine gun wiped. This is pretty bad. He's going to need to send down some infantry and armor support here. Which of course he still doesn't have any infantry. Second MG42 about to get wiped out. Oh no. It looks like someone's leg got stuck in the fence. Now he's rushing in the Austrian again. No support. There's Piers of plenty possibly nearby. We'll get air support called in, but you further the Austrian should be able to deal with this somewhat. If they're not too occupied with infantry shooting business. Got the northern victory point. 19 points left for UFO versus PS3 yes 14. You could call in another infantry squad. You could always just go for regular Panzer Grenadiers or Grenadiers. Rushing the Cromwell Norfolks. Hits a telemine though, hits a telemine. Ensuring you can't rush Norfolks there. Very good work. PS3 USS continue to float manpower. I hope he's not assuming he can call in another target because he can't. He's calling in more machine guns, but not more infantry. Not more infantry. You're better off just calling some infantry and then recruiting the machine guns there. Get out rather than just calling more machines. There you go. Panzer's finally getting too close to the Stooks. Gets the Cromwell though. Gets the... Oh no, it's abandoned. It's abandoned. Can't seem... There we go. Got to destroy them. Fall back with Stooks before the Piats completely blast them into oblivion. 75 points left. Ostman from the north. Other Ostman. Could also bring in here from another side. Catching here UFO's infantry in a rather nasty situation. There you go. Section being obliterated by 30 minutes of flat fire. Panzer going to be arriving again here. Getting them G43s once more. Rushing for the centre victory points. We've got machine guns. They've got the veteranly 3 Vickers with pioneers. Oh, they've got mines going off. Sappers in the S-mine field. Being destroyed. As the flak panzer sets them off in the north, the Cromwell going in for the Austrians. Need to send the Stooks to deal with that. At least one Stook. Not recruiting any machine guns in the south, by the way, allowing here PCs to rush with the panzer gunners and the sap or pioneers. There we go. Stooks opening up with the Cromwell, knocking it out. Eventually to on the Stook. G43 building panzer gunners attack from one side. Pioneers can take advantage of their bit of diversion there to pull in. Big push towards the northern victory point. He can rush in the Austrians to help support. Maybe get some stormtroopers on it. And just not get them killed this time around. But so far nothing of that happening there with assault. Got the southern victory point again. 57 points left here for UFO. 56. Right in front of the Austrian. Piats flying and mostly missing. Mostly. With a third Austrian on the way there for PS3. And there you go. Straight in front of double Austrians now. Double the Austrian. Double the horrific flak-induced death. And he lost the Austrian in the end. But was able to, I think, do sufficient damage here to the first infantry. Which again is still a massive manpower bleed. Which still make it hard for him to expend his fuel, you know, sensibly. He's down to 49 here versus 14. Two's being murdered by the Austrian. S-mines goes off. He had no mines for this time around. Grenades off. Machine gun wiped. Ah, this is just carnage. Pure carnage. Eight and 9 kills on the Stooks. Section wiped. 38. Another Panzer gunner squad there for PS3, yes. Fixing up the Austrians, 17. Piats left behind, machine guns left behind. 33. Using the Panzer to recruit the MB42s, at least I think attempting to. Second, Panzer Grenadier squad more G33s right away. Machine gun recruit. 30, 29. He's rushing the southern one there. We'll have to see if he can set up machine gun was sufficient enough to defend that. He also needs to try to grab the northern one once more. The lack of armor though continues to be, I think, a bit of a problem. And for that matter, again, the massive manpower bleed that's resulting in the lack of armor. But there you go, both sections 40 but MD42. One man to get away with the Arc 5 before it's too late. Need to rush something down to support. Osmonds could also be done there. Sending something northwards as well. 23. Almost got the southern victory point. MD42 lined up there. Osmond arrives, shooting up the section. Forcing retreat. 21 points left. Pinned down to the ground, grabbing the northern victory point. Could rush up the Osman there to support. And there you go, section pushed off the southern one. Stopping the 21. And there you go. More sappers, more sections, more PNs. MD42 setting up. Can it set up in time to stop the Tommies? Slightly. There you go. A lot of PNs though being launched through the air like this something. Almost got all 3 victory points again up north section, pushed back. Oh, don't get off the point. Ah, the point. Scheiße. British infantry are throwing themselves here down there. Might try and grab the MU-42. Down to 1. 21 points left. Incendiary pistol rounds. But it's not going to be enough. Section almost wiped out. 21 points. 14. Section grabs the MU-42 possibly by accident. And with this, UFO surrenders, a loss for the Guards Armoured. Bloody victory for the 1 and 7th Panzer Brigade and Germany. Heavy losses on both sides, I think it's safe to say. Heavy casualties with a lot of vehicles, a lot of infantry just getting obliterated here. And that moment there after the Tigers of both sides barely had anything left. Some crazy fighting. I would say weakest start though by PS3. Yes, UFO the perhaps makes mistakes well. The allowed PS3 to pull back partly with the Tigers again. Floating a ton of munitions, not using them for weapon racks or mines. That was definitely mistakes there. And PS3 could also upgrade. It's going to do soon. Plus, some of his infantry preservation at times was rather questionable, allowing UFO to that way sort of pull ahead. But really, just late game there, where UFO had just had so much infantry, but not enough manpower then pull out for tanks. I think really hurt UFO. You know, Crocodile maybe support with some problems. I think could have been a huge sort of turnaround there for UFO, but he just was never able to get it here versus PS3. Yes, and that really sort of allowed PS3 sort of slowly keep the lid on UFO, and that way just strangle him very, very slowly. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed today's match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay of your own and some feedback in the comments section. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.